All right, man. Total talk. You know what it is. Hey, how y'all doing, man? Hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy 4th of July weekend to everybody. If you ain't getting no good food yesterday, I'm sure you're gonna get some good food today. Bless you and your kids. Hope everybody's great. Um, and this is people I agree with or disagree with. Hope y'all all doing great. So, man, I'm happy to be here today. This is gonna be a great day. Today is a big day for me because I got a lot of big things going on, and I might be making a few announcements. So, right now, not today, but in the coming future. So, uh, it's moving fast for me, man. I really appreciate everything that everybody has done for me in this space, and thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. All right, so today's episode, I want to dive a little bit more into what I said yesterday on a live stream about Drake and his, how would I say this, his single child behavior, narcissistic behavior that a lot of people are overlooking. And I think that him being like a hoarder in a way to him actually, people have to be his friends. I think that he came into this game thinking that him helping people and some of these people will be his real friends just didn't work out for him. And I also want to point out something too. This is Drake's karma, and I'm going to explain that at the end what I mean by that. This is really his karma, and what has been done to him. Essentially, he's been doing to people. So before we get into that, I got to get a legendary spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, if you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones at. Just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content. Absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is right here on the screen. Right here, right here. Cash App. On my PayPal. Call me the Hidden Gem. 1,300 subscribers, over 18,000. Yes, I am the King of the North. Let me know what kingdom you are from. Oh, man. And let me say this before we go any further. I read the comments. I do. I read the comments. Some people say some things that I agree with. Some people say I think I disagree with. But there's one particular comment where somebody said, shout you out. Somebody said that Kendrick didn't say he dissed him on Meet the Grams. Kendrick said, so I looked it up, and it wasn't the exact lyric. He dissed me on Meet the Gram. No. What Kendrick said was, you lied on the only artist that can offer you some help. Okay, so do we have to really get into word semantics? If you diss somebody and if you lie on somebody, isn't that dissing somebody? Isn't that the whole reason why Drake is taking Kendrick to court, because he said he lied on him off of a diss track? So I mean, don't play this. Don't come for the king. Please don't do it. Like, please don't do it. I love you though. I love you. I love you. I love you. All right, so look, man. Let's get to it, man. Thank y'all for being here with me. I know that was a long intro, but sometimes it has to be that way. All right, man. This video comes courtesy of Mr. Surgical himself, Jalopy. You already know what it is, so let's get it. Uh, let's get it, man.
This video is about to get very surgical, so stay with me. When I think about 616 in LA, not only is it an incredible rap song, the lyrics are fantastic, all that good stuff, right? Scathing diss, blah, blah, blah. It's more of a cautionary tale now that we're seeing the way things are unfolding for Drake. I think one of the main messages in that song was that the people who are around you are in it for the money. They're in it for the connections. They don't genuinely care about you, and they don't genuinely want to be around you.
Now, in 616 in LA, Kendrick Lamar told Drake that people are plotting on your downfall. They don't really care for you like that. He told Drake, let me give you some game because you my little homie. Like, he told Drake, Like, and I think that Drake didn't really. And I would say this, like, we all know this is a diss tracks. It's very rare. It's very rare when you see a rapper give another rapper advice in a diss track. So I think that what Kendrick did in the diss track kind of threw Drake off in a way, because he pointed out that people around you really don't care about you. They really don't. They saying it's good that this happening to you. And to be honest with you, this is what kind of played out. It played out that way. You can't really say it didn't, because look where we at today. 616 LA probably is one of the is probably one of the most significant songs in the diss when it comes to pointing out that people wasn't really your friends. Matter of fact, it probably is the biggest diss song out of that, because he did basically warn Drake. This is before Meet the Grams and Not Like Us. He warned Drake and told Drake, like, look, I'm telling you now, have you ever thought that OVO working for me? Fake bully, I hate bullies. You must be a terrible person. Everyone in your crew wishing that you deserved it. Everybody around you saying, yo, you deserve this, bro. I remember when Joe Buttons, and I'm not saying Joe Buttons is a part of Drake's crew, but I remember when Joe Buttons said, he's a piece of shit. He's an ass. He's this. He's that. I mean, this is what Joe said. And I'm not saying Joe's a part of his camp, but people they've been harboring these feelings for a long time.
As a matter of fact, they're plotting your downfall as we speak. But you're so arrogant, you probably not gonna believe it because it came from me. And it's crazy because if you fast forward to today, this is mainly all Drake has been rapping about since this battle took place. Drake and his team has consistently tried to convince everybody that Drake is unflustered, he's unbothered, and nothing's been going on. But his music tells a different story.
That's 100% facts. I said this last night on the live stream. Like, listen, if you ain't see that, go check it out. I was going to chop it up into 2 different episodes, but I said, nah, you know what? I'm going to leave it the way it is. It is what it is. I mean, I might still do that because people don't want to really watch the whole thing. So I might drop part 1 and part 2 just the same day. So you could watch part 1 and part 2 in your time, because it's really almost an hour long. Some people don't feel like sitting through a whole hour of show. So, but he's absolutely right about this. He's absolutely right. Drake's been running around like he's unbothered, but he's been still talking about the battle, because I think he's in a state of delusion where not delusion. He's in a state of denial. Drake is in an extreme state of denial because he can't really believe he actually lost to Kendrick. I think that he's been on top so long that he believes he belongs on top. I don't think that Drake even looks at himself as the second man, even right now. You know what I'm saying? He said he had his heart broke. Like, that's a big deal for a man to say. I had my heart broke. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it going.
And I think the music tells the story of somebody who has bought his relationships, who has used his influence to inflate his relationships, and is really pretty much love bombed people. Not just the women in his life in the relationships, but love bombed people with gifts and all these different things. And in return believes that they are now supposed to be loyal to him under any circumstance. Drake believes that if he
I definitely think Drake used the elements of Love Bomb. Maybe he did, and it failed, because you're giving people gifts and you constantly showering them with attention. That could be love bombing in a way, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you don't know how people accepted that. People could have been turned off by that. See, from my understanding of love bombing, it has to be 2 parties involved. Someone love bombed, and then someone who wants to receive the love bombing. You know what I'm saying? They have to be open to it. They have to be convinced. I mean, he probably used the elements of love bombing, but I don't think he actually succeeded, because if he did, we wouldn't be talking about this today. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that's the case. But But he's right about the love bomb thing.
Supports you, if he buys you something, if he helps support your album, if he gives you a feature, you are now forever indebted to him, and going against him is betrayal. For example, this dude still can't believe it's been a year plus. This dude still is baffled that LeBron James went to the pop out, as if LeBron James isn't a fan of his music and Kendrick Lamar's music.
That's another thing too, and I want to touch on that. I think that Drake think that this. I think Drake really being. I'll put it like this: being a single child is difficult sometimes. When you meet people who you connect to and you look up to and you see as superstars as well. LeBron James is a superstar. He's just as big as Drake. Let's be clear here. LeBron James is just as big as Drake when it comes to his name. Like, he's known all over the world. You know what I mean? Drake may be a little bit bigger because he's an artist. But outside of that, Drake looks up to LeBron as a superstar. Like, it's only a few people that Drake look at. That I think he's looking at like he's starstruck. With LeBron James, it was probably a little bit different because Drake probably looked at him as a big brother. You know what I'm saying? Even though I believe Drake is older than LeBron. I think he is. I'm not sure about that. But he looked at him as a big brother. So you don't really have to be, you could be younger than somebody, but still teaching somebody something. So big brother doesn't mean you have to be older than that person. But I think that Drake looks at LeBron and he says to himself, he's a model man that he wants to be like. But at the same time, him and LeBron probably did some things. Maybe, who knows? Allegedly, they did some things. And Drake looks at it like, well, you ain't as perfect as you portray to be. And I don't like that. But at the same time, I did all this for you. Look, I got your face on my arm. Look, I got tattoos of you. Look, I really bigged you up. Look, and I can't believe that you would side with my enemy. What Drake don't understand is you could like two artists at the same time. It might be a little bit different for rappers. Because rappers are fickle, and rappers do put themselves in these tribal relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did a song with him? You know that's my op? Be like, bro, like, this is my career. No, but that's my op. And you my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different for athletes. Because, see, athletes don't have to be a part of that. They're not rappers. They could do whatever they want. They could groove and dance everything. Kendrick Lamar is a fan. LeBron James is a fan of Kendrick. Why wouldn't he go to the pop out? But this affects Drake because Drake feels like everything he has done, this goes back to what he's saying about the love bombing, the technique of it. You owe me loyalty no matter what. You were supposed to stand on my side no matter what. I don't care if you are playing for the LA Lakers. I don't care if you know Kendrick. I don't care. You're supposed to be by my side no matter what. But what you don't understand is these people was never really your friends from the begin with. They don't know you like that. They don't know Kendrick like that either. He's just more entertaining right now to them. I would say, well, maybe DeMar DeRozan and YG, they definitely took a side. I ain't gonna lie. Well, YG, DeMar DeRozan is a basketball player too, so.
He was constantly trying to put LeBron in a position to where he had to be on his side. And what I have to ask is, what made you believe that LeBron would only be on your side? A lot of people would say, oh, LeBron and Drake call each other brothers and family, boom, boom. Bruh, these people are living completely different lives than you and me are. These are business relationships most of the time, dog. These people don't give a fuck about each other, and they'd be the first person to throw the other person under the bus if it came down to it.
He's absolutely right about that. That's 100% correct. They definitely will be the first people to do that because there's a saying that, y'all probably heard this, but I'm not trying to act like I reinvented the wheel, but there's a saying, never pick friendship over business. You know what I'm saying? Or keep business and friendship separate. That's what it is. It's business, never personal. That's what it is. They keep you have to keep your business relationship separate from your friendship, because there's going to be a time in business that you might not agree with something that might cause you to either lose business or whatever and make me gain business. You got to understand. This is business, never personal. When it comes down to rappers and artists got to understand on both sides. When rappers and basketball players or whoever, or athletes, rappers and athletes, it's always going to be business, never personal. For athletes, it could be personal, but when it boils down to it, you have to understand that LeBron has a personal relationship or a business relationship or whatever with Kendrick too. So I think Drake messed up by thinking that LeBron was supposed to be his sole friend. You know what I'm saying? But see, the thing is, this is a pattern that Drake does. This is not just conducive to LeBron. This is a pattern that Drake does. If you listen to his music, he has a disagreement with everybody, and he cuts them off, from friends, not friends, from females to anybody. He does this. If he don't get his way, he disses you. And I'm telling you, listen to his music. If he don't get his way, he disses you. So this have nothing to do with. This is about a spoiled grown man. That's what this is all about. He's a spoiled grown man. It's not about nothing else but a spoiled grown man. That's it.
I mean, let's be real here. On top of this, we don't even know Kendrick Lamar's relationship with LeBron James. Relationships don't always gotta be platformed. And I say that to say that building authentic relationships is so important, because if you don't build your relationships authentically, you are gonna end up like Drake. You're gonna end up like Drake, looking at somebody who's your LeBron, thinking, wait a minute, didn't I show up to one of your games? Didn't I boom boom? Why aren't you riding with me into the sunset? And that's because the relationship wasn't built authentically. It was built through some other shit. Then you look at the other side, and
He's absolutely right about that as well. The thing is, I learned a lot of this from dealing with women, and not to throw women under the bus. I'm just using this as an example. A woman, women typically, well, maybe nowadays it might be a little bit different, but women typically, if they don't like you, they won't tell you. They won't tell you they don't like you. They'll just keep it to themselves, and they want you to get the hint. They want you to get the hint, like, oh. And then some women feel like if they tell you this, either one or two things: they don't want to burn no bridge, because they might end up liking you, or they don't want to make you feel bad. I think a lot of people treat Drake, they're the female in a relationship for all intents and purposes. They're the female in a relationship with Drake. I'm not saying that they're girls. I'm just using the ideology of the idea of it. They don't really want to tell Drake that they really don't go him like that no more. Because either one day they might need him one day, or they just don't want to hurt his feelings. Drake is a very emotional man. And you notice that everybody that he's attacking, I think that when he talk about love bombing, I think that he convinced himself that these people love him. I think that Drake convinced himself that they love him, and they really don't care for him. Nobody showed up for Drake. Nobody. During the battle, nobody showed up for Drake. Not one bar was spit at Kendrick. Nobody. Not one bar. Nobody said, hey, blah, 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 blah. Nope. You know, the crazy thing is, too, if you think about it, not even his own camp. Nobody. So you got to ask yourself, where do you go from this, from this space? Like, where do you go? And he's right about the authenticity. Like, some of these people they've been friends. They was like the black hippies. These dudes was friends when didn't have nothing. And the crazy thing is, Kendrick is a megastar. The other ones, they are all right, but they not megastars. But they all close still. and they know. And on top of that, what Kendrick has, I'm sure he shares with them. So it's a brotherhood. It's a big difference. Drake doesn't have a brotherhood. He he tried to create these manufactured friendships and it just didn't work.
These relationships are built authentically. There's real documented history that has nothing to do with the fact that one is powerful and one isn't. No. These guys, all these years later, are still tied in. You ain't heard one bit of drama, one bit of bullshit ever leak this circle. Ever. And that's what happens when you build authentic relationships. And not only building authentic relationships, but making sure that your character is at the forefront in these relationships as often as possible. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody, you see what I'm saying? So I'm not finna get on here and say Drake is the only person to ever make a mistake in a friendship or whatever. But
also, too, you have to understand these artists, it has accepted who was gonna go to the forefront. See, when you're dealing with people, a lot of people, they don't know how to accept that. They don't know how to accept that one of you are going to get bigger than the other because jealousy comes into play, all the stuff comes into play. When you have genuine friends, they're genuinely happy for you. So all right, so I'm gonna use myself as an example, right? And I'm just gonna be honest about this. I got friends, right? That I had for years. Like we grew up together, we had rap groups together and everything. But for some reason, my friends, they have events or whatever, and they don't invite me. They don't. Or I'll have something at my house and I'll invite them and they won't show up. And I say to myself, like, was these guys really my friends? Because if we all supposed to be still tapped in because you have other people from back in the day, y'all still tapped in, y'all still are like this, but for some reason with me, I don't get invited. They don't ask me to come over. They don't say, hey, we having a cookout, my kid is having a graduation. They don't say none of that. They don't. And again, that ties back into Kendrick Lamar and them. These guys have authentic friendship. So I understand exactly what Jalopy is saying here about building authentic friendships, because you become I say out of 20 of my friends, matter of fact, I'll say it was 22 of us, right? 3 of them passed away. Right? 3, actually 4. 4 passed away. 4 of them passed away. The other remaining, I don't really talk to. Some of them moved. Some moved to the West Coast or whatever. I only have 1, 2, 3 that I stay connected with. All my friends recently are all newer friends that I have. But all my old friends, it's like we kind of grew out of each other. Let's go.
what I'm saying is, you can tell when people have a great sense of character based on the people who have been around them for a long time. And when you look at the way Ab-Soul, Schoolboy Q, and J-Rock and Kendrick, the way they all talk about each other, the way they all give it up for each other and show love, this is authenticity. Then you look on the other side, when Drake talk about his real friends, he talking about niggas like Metro Boomin and Future. Niggas who he did not know before he got into the industry. Niggas.
That's another thing too you have to understand. When you're dealing with dudes who are primarily from the streets or street niggas, or they got a lot of street niggas around them, it's survival. It's survival. A lot of street dudes. And let's be clear here. I'm not saying this about all people from the streets, but a good portion of people that I know from the streets, they really out to get you. Like, to be honest with you, it's no real friendships with people in the streets. Even like if they could get a lick off you or get a jux off you, that's what they're gonna do. And if they could get it through business means or get it through robbing you, that's what they're gonna do. They'll pretend like they're your friend. Like, nah, they could pretend, but they're gonna get a lick off you. And I think Drake fell in love with that. He fell in love not with them getting a lick off him. He fell in love with those type of niggas. And them type of niggas, they all about getting to the bag, no matter how, no, by any means necessary. I'm getting to the bag. That's them. This guy here, like, you friends with Metro Boomin, and Metro Boomin is from the hood, and you're friends with, at least I believe he's from the hood, and you're friends with Future. The guy who has 12 baby mothers or 20 baby mothers, who just don't care, who's singing about, rapping about, sipping on scissor lean and rapping about drugs and Molly. And you think this guy, he can't barely even keep a woman. You think this guy is going to keep a friendship with you? Nah, you use you to get where you need to be. And I think that they look at it from the other side the same exact way. Drake is using me for whatever he needs, whether it's to get to the streets or my audience or whatever. They look at it the same way. I think that they looked at it from the point of view like, well, I didn't know we was friends. I thought we were just doing songs together. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
This is too deep into the game to be talking about, oh, you're not my real friends. It's the industry, bruh. It's the industry. Y'all saw how everybody was acting when that whole Diddy situation was going down. Everybody was finna throw each other under the bus, bruh. These niggas don't give a fuck about each other. They got their own lives. So when I see people buy into this, oh, they betrayed Drake and boo, and all this different stuff, bruh, these guys were already established before they met, bro. It's different, dog. It's different. Even when you look at his transactional relationships, like with DJ Academics. DJ Academics been a double agent. He been trying to show up for Drake this whole time, but you know some of them times that he spoiled information or whatever, spun a narrative about Drake, you know that was intentional. Even when we look at a dude.
All right, so I want y'all to understand this part is very important right here. See, the DJ Academics thing is very, very, very important because this is Drake's karma. How he treats academics, now he sees how it feels because this is how they treat him. This is exactly how the artists treat him. And he keeps on trying to use his leverage of him being a popular artist against everybody by saying stuff like, don't ask me for another favor. I'm not doing no more music with you. Don't you ever come to me for a feature. This is what he's saying because he has no more leverage. Because people right now don't need Drake anymore. And I think that speaks to why people probably are not his friends. Because you ever did something for somebody and they constantly throwing it in your face that they did you constantly throwing it in their face that you did something for them, or vice versa. Let me just say somebody ever do something for you and you're constantly throwing it in your face that they did this for you. Nobody wants to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to hear that shit. Who wants to hear that? This is why women get so upset with men when they constantly hold something over their head. They be like, well, don't forget who brought you that bag. Don't forget who paid your rent. Don't forget who did this for you. I know sometimes niggas, we listen, as niggas, we got to remind women some things. They seem to forget real fast. So we have to remind them. But the point I'm making is, this is why people don't want to be around Drake. Because who wants to be around a person that constantly keep telling you stuff like, well, listen, bro, don't ask me for nothing else. You ain't gonna side with me? You gonna do me like that? All right, bet. Don't ask me for another feature. Watch. Don't you dare, bro. But this is his karma. Academics. Because Academics is a person who literally feels he wants to be friends, or he is friends or whatever with Drake. And Drake literally does him dirty. So he understands this is how he feels. Like, I think Academics, I think he's a little more than a double agent. I think he's a little delusional in a way. And if I ever talk to him, I'm gonna break it down to him like, bro, this man doesn't really care for you. But I think academics, he's one of the type of people that he probably gets a girlfriend, and in the relationship, he cares more than she does. And I ain't trying to get into all that. I'm just saying. He cares more than she does. You know what I'm saying? So I think that at this stage in his career, he looks like he's the person who is look, man, come on, I'm okay, please, come on, man, please, listen, I like your songs, bro, I like your songs. Like, he's like a super fan, and he don't really have to be. Drake know who you is, Drake know your name, Drake no, you don't have to be a super fan. Like, you literally is a part of Drake's camp without knowing it. Because you put yourself in that position. People come to you for Drake takes. And Drake knows this. So, but this is the point I'm making. This is his karma. Because the way he treats academics, this is how people treat him. So.
This whole time, but you know some of them times that he spoiled information or whatever, spun a narrative about Drake, you know that was intentional. Even when we look at a dude like Top 5, this dude was bailed out by Drake, and he still then had moments on social media where he either throwing subs at Drake or he getting on streams talking about crimes and all this different stuff that could potentially put Drake in a bad position. It's like, bruh, these are the fruits of your labor. And in this new song, he's still talking about LeBron going to the pop out. But he's spinning it in a way where he making it seem like LeBron was riding his wave back in the day. And I'm like, bruh, we was all alive back then. But this is somebody they want to make you believe got backstabbed because he really cared about these people. Nah, you don't spin a narrative like this if you really gave, let's be honest, bro. Take a look, bro. Who's really doing the D-riding here? Let's be honest.
Oh, that's great. That's a great picture. Bruh. That's like a fanboy walk into a room full of real niggas. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, that's a bad picture though. I ain't gonna lie. Drake, you really looking bad, bro. This picture is crazy. This is crazy work. Whoever took this picture, bro. Oh man, bro. Bro. This bro. Bro. I ain't even this. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and it's just my opinion. This, if you put these two behind bars, this looks like a jailhouse picture. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, I'm joking. Let me stop. Nah, I'm joking. But anyway, he's absolutely right about this. Like, come on, man. Come on.
Let's be real. But that's what is going on. They spin the narrative and they're expecting this new generation to pick up on these narratives because they wasn't there, but we was there. We know who was. Come on, bruh. I'm not even a huge LeBron James fan, but we're not even gonna sit here and act like that. That's crazy. It's too much evidence of Drake having completely transactional relationships.
I never seen this picture. Oh my God. Bruh. Listen, this is a person. Damn, that dude right there with the bottle, he having it. Damn, he getting it, bro. That nigga with the bottle, bro. Oh my God, bro. He like, listen, bro. I'm taking it down. I'm taking it down. I'm an alcoholic. I don't care. I'm just gonna be an alcoholic. But I told y'all on the live stream, Drake is starstruck by some of these people, even though he's one of the biggest artists in the world. I think he really looks up to LeBron. And I think that he thought his method was persuasive, but it wasn't. He probably would have did anything for LeBron. But let's keep going.
relationships with people and knowing that he has transactional relationships with people. But if they don't stand by him in all measures, all of a sudden it's a cry me a river. At this point, it's no coming back, dog. The lawsuit, you can't even be rated. You couldn't even be rated when you wasn't writing your rhymes, but all the way up to the lawsuit, I can't even count the shit bro was writing. You see what I'm saying? So, but thank y'all for watching. If y'all love bars, like real bars and real rap, check out the 106 and Park freestyle.
Yeah, man. But this is his karma, man. This is the reaper coming to collect. I think that everything he has done to people is catching up with him. And all of the women he slept with that, he did dirty, and all of the dudes' wives he slept with, he's not a saint. I think a lot of people got to understand. The one thing niggas don't want to be around is a dirty dick nigga. Niggas don't like to be around niggas like that, bro. If you a dirty Mac dude, nobody want to be around you. Like, why would you want to hang with a dude who tries to sleep with people's girl? I think that that's disgusting. I don't care what nobody says. If you sleep with a man's wife, that's disgusting. Or if you intentionally do it, it's disgusting. If you sleep with a man's girl and you know he got a girl, you know that's his girl, and you know that man, that's disgusting. And I think that a lot of people don't want to be around Drake like that because he did that. He was doing that, like behind people's back. Like, I don't like that shit. Nah, Like, you supposed to, me personally, if my girl came to you like that, you supposed to do one or two things. You supposed to either set her up, or you supposed to hit me up and say, "Yo, bro, your girl just tried to sleep with me." That's it. Some of y'all think that it's loyalty with certain things, but that's another story. But anyway, yeah. So this is what it is, man. This is why people feel the way they feel. But thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Today's my 4th of July, so I'm gonna have me some good food. I know I shouldn't be eating no hot dogs and hamburgers, but hey, today is the only day that I get to do it. So, oh man, I'm gonna have me something good, man. So, I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace. Bye.